Ended up playing 3 games against Derbestemann, playing my Edric deck, and he was playing a Grand Arbiter August in the 4th deck. And because we weren't intentionally playing a match, I don't think, we had a dice roll each time. So in this game, he won the dice roll, and of course he went first, and my son being a little fussy in the background, so hopefully it won't be too loud there. Anyway, I kept that hand, which doesn't really have any accelerators, and that's generally a bad thing against blue-white, other than, trinket mage perhaps. So he cycles a miscalc, plays a spreading seas, and I figured I was good to go here. So instead of getting Ancient Tomb, I decided to get Wasteland for Dust Bowl. This is probably my biggest mistake in this game, but one I wasn't anticipating. So he was running main deck Force Spike, and he hits on the trinket. And then plays his commander. So I get down with Wirewood and strip away his Dust Bowl. He's got Jace. So I'll just replay my guy. Goes, bounces Jace, attacks me with, he puts Righteous Authority. This is kind of a crazy card from, Theros, I guess? Return to Ravnica? I've never seen it, but it's pretty nuts. So I fetch an end to turn Arbor to kill his Jace. Be right back, let me see if I can help my son. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I make an end to turn Arbor, and I'm able to kill his Jace, and then get down with my Hive Master again. So he removes it, but now he's drawing 2 cards a turn, so I'm trying to play a catch-up game against somebody drawing 2 cards a turn, and I only get 3 turns because the Grand Arbiter will kill me due to its gigantic size from the Righteous Authority. He suspends an Ancestral Vision, which I think is a bad decision, probably, but may not matter in this game. So he crumples my elf, counters my elf, and I lose. So that's how game 1 went down. Just all the right counters at all the right times. Excuse me. So, game 2 and 3, it looks like he won the dice roll every time, so game 2, we play again. And this time, of course, I just need a hand that doesn't have 0 accelerators, and I'm probably going to be the stack. His stack only is able to be any good when he can take advantage of an opponent who draws no ramp whatsoever. Force Spike's pretty weak without, once the opponent starts ramping past your ability to counter anything, so I play turn 1 untapped to Breeding Pool. Decide I'm not going to Brainstorm. Turn 2 land, end to turn Brainstorm here. And figure what I'm going to do is, and if only I had gotten Ancient Tomb last game, right, so when I saw the Tomb here I was pretty pumped. So put back land, shuffle him away, thinking that due to the Force of Will, it's probably acceptable for me to go ahead and put some land back due to the Force of Will and the Jace. So on this turn I go for Jace. My son's being terribly fuzzy, so I'm going to go that. So I go for Jace, and of course he has a counter spell, Mana Drain no less, and I Force of Will that with my gets down with humility, and so I just start chasing and digging. I go ahead and get Mystical Tutor, set myself up with a map, which I used to get strip mine and kill his colonnade before it's going to be a problem. Put him on a very, very mild clock. And he merchant scrolls for Force of Will. So this game's going to be a little bit long. Look at that top decking skull clamp. So he's got a Force of Will to clamp him. He can't allow me to start drawing. Like, every creature I draw draws 2 cards, he loses the game, right? Because he has to Force of Will that. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and minimize Edric. So I go ahead and get down a pod and preemptively go get Arreo. I know he's not going to flip or do anything at the moment, but I'm setting myself up so that when I kill his humility, Arreo will flip. That's the game plan. And he top decks Terminus. So, I mean, this is an Edric deck facing humility and Terminus, right? I should lose this one, right? But I have Jace. I have not the typical Edric deck here. So I finally find myself a counterspell. Get down with Oracle. And he draws Entreat the Angels. But they're very small, insignificant angels there. So end of turn, I go ahead and Mystical Tutor, I think. No, okay, I must have done... Oh, wait. Wait to see what I'm going to draw. So, Jace's guy and play a bird. That's right. And I'm setting myself back up again with the Arreo. So this time, end of turn, I Mystical Tutor. I've got Remand available. And he attempts to counterspell it with Mental Misstep, which I was unhappy to see since I meant he could potentially follow it with a counter as well. Anyway, I remand the Mystical Tutor back to my hand and draw a card, and luckily he has nothing. So Misstep fizzles against no target, and then during upkeep, finally, I Mystical Tutor for Regrowth, and then I Jace to get a better hand, regrow the Claim, and if you've been counting Mystical Tutor, Regrowth, Claim, that's 3. And I immediately cast Curse Catcher, flipping Arreo, and he concedes. Which is exactly why I wanted to pod him into play first. Okay, so game 3, he wins the roll, so he gets to go first again, as I was saying before. And I keep a hand. Still no ramping in my hands, any of these games it seems. Just kind of how it goes. So I mulligan, and finally, for the first time, I've got mana ramp, and I've also got Shaman in case he's got ramp. So he takes a look with Probe, and I top deck Arreo, which puts him in a pretty tight spot, and then he misses a land drop. Of course, I kill his land. I don't know if he was holding... I don't know what he was holding. I thought he was probably holding Tithe, but when the Tithe didn't go off... So yeah, this one's about over. So I get down with Edric. Well, I'm about to, and then he just scoops. So if you're interested, here's the deck list. We're going to finish up here. My son is being super fussy, so I need to find out what's going on with him. But anyway, recent changes. None have happened since last video if you watch that one, but to some, I put in Springleaf, Drum, and Oracle. As you can see, like, ramp and color fixing is everything to this deck. It's a control deck, and it's just a mana-hungry beast. So I actually cut down... I went back on my memory lapse and negate in order to increase my mana sources and potential to draw additional cards. Just simply because I don't suffer for lack of cards as much as I will suffer for lack of mana. This deck usually wins with a couple of big spells, and all you need is enough mana to just push them through with a single counter, and that's enough. Like the Remand that I used to put the Claim back into my hand in that other game. only counter I had, but it's the only counter I needed. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and sorry about the fussy child, but it's just how it goes when you have a newborn. I'll see you next time.